Well, guys, I've said it many times that Republicans are weak. They are super weak, man. That is why we need Donald Trump back in office. But we know that the left, the establishment, they're doing everything possible to not only keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office again, but they're trying to lock him up with all these federal lawsuits and also a state lawsuit in Georgia. Brian Kemp's country. You know, he's supposed to be the governor over there. Republicans are in charge over there, but the Republicans did nothing. Now, when Fani Willis, the communist DA in Fulton County, brought up her lawsuit, the Republicans in Georgia did nothing. As of right now, I believe they're still doing nothing. I mean, this indictment of Trump in Georgia is ridiculous. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it's actually politically motivated. But Brian Kemp and his Republicans in Georgia are doing nothing. Well, Fani Willis, the lead prosecutor, the DA, the woke DA in Fulton County, this whole thing may blow up in her face because allegedly she used the taxpayers' money and had an improper relationship with a guy she hired to be the lead prosecutor. And guess what? They took that money allegedly, okay, and started vacationing, spending money on themselves, living the high life. Folks, this whole entire case against Trump may completely backfire. And Trump should not be convicted in Georgia. Now, the difference with Georgia is, let's say that Trump gets back into the White House in January of next year. It's a state case, so he wouldn't actually be able to pardon himself. Now, all the other stuff, man, he can pardon himself. I believe it's utterly ridiculous, man, that they're going after Trump for classified documents when Joe Biden was doing the same thing. And I believe he also had more. And he wasn't even the president at the time. He was like a senator and a vice president. You mean to tell me that the DOJ isn't weaponized? Everybody knows the writing on the wall. They're trying to stop Trump from campaigning, but it's not working. This whole thing is backfiring, guys. Now, let's get into what's going down in Georgia with Fani Willis, because she actually has to go before a judge now. This whole thing could backfire, guys. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Memberships to start at $5 per month. Remember, live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. If you're on Rumble, click the join button over there. Get access to the same thing. So here we go. This news right here is breaking. Judge in Georgia Trump case sets hearing on Fani Willis's alleged hiring a romantic partner. Yeah, the hearing is scheduled for February 15th. Now, I believe that the case against Trump won't go to trial before the election. I know they're really trying to push it in, man. They want all these trials of Trump to start before the election. Doesn't look like any of them are. So let's go ahead and read this, guys. It says here on the Post Millennial, the judge overseeing Donald Trump's Georgia 2020 election trial has scheduled a hearing for February 15th to hear evidence regarding allegations that Fulton County DA Fani Willis hired her romantic partner to prosecute the former president. The alleged impropriety was first brought to light in a court filing by Trump co-defendant Michael Roman, who argued that if true, Willis's conduct could potentially warrant a dismissal of the charges against him and disqualification of the entire DA's office from future prosecution of the case. Yeah, this thing could be completely thrown out if this is found to be true. Now, Fani Willis, I highly doubt when she actually goes for this judge that she's actually going to say, yeah, I had a romantic relationship with this guy. She's not going to do that. And I believe if she actually does say that, boy, yeah, this case is done. It's done. According to the Washington Post, because Georgia allows cameras in the courtroom under Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee's order, Willis will have to respond to the accusations on live TV. So everybody's going to be able to see this. He also wrote that she must respond in writing by February 2nd. Roman's lawyer, Ashley Merchant, claimed in the filing that Willis and the prosecutor in question, Nathan Wade, quote, have been engaged in an improper, clandestine personal relationship during the pendency of this case, which has resulted in the special prosecutor and in turn the district attorney, profiting significantly from this prosecution at the expense of the taxpayers. Now check this out. Wade has been paid close to $654,000 for his services since January 2022. Compensation that his DA, Willis, authorized. It was alleged that he then used that money to purchase trips for him and Willis to Napa Valley, Florida, and the Caribbean. I mean, post-millennial here, you're missing letters here, okay? However, no concrete evidence was provided to substantiate those claims. So we'll definitely have to see. But Fani Willis, of course, playing the race card, man. And what is it with all these politicians as of late going into churches, black churches, and basically doing politics in churches? I don't know how to get away with this, but listen in.
All the glory I receive, it's his grace, not a perfect me. We are at a time in history, people. Hear me on this. We are at a time in history when you can no longer sit back and just let other folks do it. You cannot expect black women to be perfect and save the world. The Lord is completing us. We are not perfect. We need your prayers. We need to be allowed to stumble. We need grace. With that kind of support, we will move mountains and do Jesus' will, stumbling all the way.
You're a communist. You don't believe in Jesus.
So his flawed, hard-headed, and imperfect child has a message for each of you today. Please find a way to do your extraordinary, God-given assignment and make this community and the world a better place for all of his people. See, it is never about who you are. It is always about the great I am and who he is. See, we are all flawed, sinners, unworthy, imperfect, damaged, but we are qualified upon his calling. You can find common ground with people of all different ideologies if you simply commit yourself to being obedient and steadfast in your efforts and his word. If you commit yourself, God will turn your hard-headed self into the extraordinary for his kingdom. Thank you.
I mean, is she like admitting something there? Yeah, this came after the allegations came out. Says you cannot expect black women to be perfect and save the world. Is she admitting some guilt right there? Wow. Interesting. Now, Brian Kemp's getting destroyed on a whole bunch of posts over here, man. Now, he put this out on the 16th right here. He says, voters see the stark difference between Georgia and our nation's capital. While Joe Biden and Washington, D.C. have brought hardships into every home across our state, we've achieved real results because we work together and put hardworking Georgians first. He's getting ratioed on this. 485 likes to 1,200 comments. And this person says, you're a complete and utter fraud. And this person says, funny to see you complaining since you helped put him there. Going to do anything about Fani? Yeah, because the Republicans were so weak in Georgia, they just accepted Joe Biden winning Georgia. Yeah. I believe somebody else brings up Fani Willis as well. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Says, you won't investigate Fani Willis. You are an establishment rhino. Yeah, he's getting called out, man. Everybody's seeing the writing on the wall, man. Everybody knows that Fani Willis is a fraud. They know that this whole case is fraudulent. Complete fraudulent, man. But we'll have to see, man. I'm pretty sure that Fani Willis is not happy about having to go before the judge and testify to that right there. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you next time.